Do you ever wonder what it would feel like to be the predator instead of the prey? To stalk your dinner rather than cowering from it? Well, these birds have mastered this art form, and they do so while looking absolutely adorable. Meet the feathered ninja of the sky, the owl. These raptors come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, but they're all united by one thing: silence. They can fly completely silently, which makes them the perfect predator. Their feathers are specially adapted to reduce noise when flying. The leading edge of their primary feathers has tiny serrations that reduce turbulence, which creates less noise. Their feathers also have a velvety texture that absorbs sound. And they even have asymmetrical feathers on their wings that help them fly more efficiently in tight spaces. But silent flight is only the beginning. While most nocturnal animals rely on heightened senses to find food in the dark, owls can see perfectly in complete darkness. How is that possible? Well, their eyes are specially adapted to see well in low-light conditions. For starters, they have more rods than cones in their retinas. Rods are photoreceptor cells that are sensitive to light, whereas cones are responsible for color vision. They also have a reflective layer behind their retinas called the tapetum lucidum, which helps to amplify the amount of light that hits their retinas. Finally, their pupils are vertically oriented, which allows them to see better in low-light conditions. And once they've located their prey, they strike with deadly accuracy. Owls can swivel their heads up to 270 degrees, and their talons are like grappling hooks. Owls usually use their feet to capture and hold their prey, and their beaks are used to tear flesh. Some owls even have special adaptations to help them hunt certain types of prey. For example, the northern hawk owl has special feathers on its feet that help it to grip slippery fish. So whether you're a small mammal or a fish, you don't stand a chance against an owl. But there's one type of animal that can fight back: the owl. Although owls are generally solitary creatures, they do sometimes come into conflict with each other. In these cases, they will use a variety of vocalizations to try to scare the other owl away. But if that doesn't work, they may resort to fighting. Owl fights can be fierce and often end up with both owls injured. However, the benefits of winning a fight can be great. The victor will not only gain territory, but also access to more food and potential mates. But despite their fierce fighting spirit, owls are generally peaceful creatures. They will only attack if they feel threatened or are trying to protect their young. So if you see an owl in the wild, don't be afraid. Just respect their space and enjoy the sight of one of nature's most amazing predators. But how did these magnificent creatures evolve? The fossil record suggests that owls first appeared during the Eocene epoch, around 56 million years ago. The earliest owls were small proto-owls that looked like miniature versions of today's barn owls. Over time, they gave rise to the modern owls we know and love today. The diversification of owls is thought to have been driven by a number of factors, including the evolution of nocturnal habits, changes in vegetation, and the availability of new prey items. The evolution of nocturnal habits is thought to have been a key factor in the success of owls. As the world began to change from a tropical to a temperate climate, more and more plants and animals began to adapt to life in the shadows. This created a new ecological opportunity for owls, which were able to exploit the abundance of nocturnal prey. Owls also evolved a number of adaptations that allowed them to thrive in this new environment. Their large, forward-facing eyes gave them binocular vision, which allowed them to judge distances more accurately when swooping down on their prey. Their silent flight also made them less vulnerable to being detected by their prey or their predators. Today, there are over 200 species of owls found throughout the world. From the tiniest elf owl, which is only about the size of a ping-pong ball, to the largest Eurasian eagle owl, which can reach a wingspan of over 6 feet, owls come in all shapes and sizes. They're found in a variety of habitats, from forests and grasslands to deserts and tundra. One of the most iconic features of owls is their ability to rotate their heads almost 360 degrees. This is due to the unique structure of their neck vertebrae, which allow for more flexibility than in most other birds. Owls also have special adaptations that allow them to see well in low-light conditions. Their eyes are specially adapted to see well in low-light conditions. For starters, they have more rods than cones in their retinas. Rods are photoreceptor cells that are sensitive to light, whereas cones are responsible for color vision. They also have a reflective layer behind their retinas called the tapetum lucidum, which helps to amplify the amount of light that hits their retinas. Finally, their pupils are vertically oriented, which allows them to see better in low-light conditions. Owls are also known for their remarkable hunting skills. They are able to silently swoop down on their prey, and their sharp talons and beaks make quick work of their victims. Some owls are specialized hunters, meaning that they target specific types of prey. For example, the barn owl is a master at catching rodents, while the snowy owl is an expert at hunting lemmings. Although owls are mostly solitary creatures, they do sometimes come into conflict with each other. In these cases, they will use a variety of vocalizations to try to scare the other owl away. But if that doesn't work, they may resort to fighting. Owl fights can be fierce and often end up with both owls injured. However, the benefits of winning a fight can be great. The victor will not only gain territory, but also access to more food and potential mates. Despite their fierce reputation, owls are actually quite delicate creatures. Their bodies are adapted for life in the shadows, and they're not well suited for captivity. In fact, most owls that are captured for the pet trade die within a few months. This is why it's important to admire these magnificent creatures from a distance and let them live their lives in the wild. Now, let's talk about some interesting facts about owls that you probably didn't know. Did you know that owls can go blind if they're kept in captivity? That's right, captive owls often suffer from a condition called vitamin A toxicity, which can eventually lead to blindness. This is why it's important to support ethical breeders who prioritize the health and well-being of their owls. Another interesting fact about owls is that they are one of the few animals that can see ultraviolet light. This gives them the ability to see things that are invisible to humans, such as the northern lights. It's thought that this ability may help them to navigate at night and to locate prey. Owls are also surprisingly long-lived creatures. In the wild, they can live for up to 10 years, but in captivity, they can live for 20 years or more. This is probably because they're able to avoid predators and have access to regular veterinary care. Finally, owls are surprisingly good parents. Unlike many other birds of prey, owls are known to be faithful monogamists, meaning that they stay with the same mate for life. They also take turns incubating their eggs and caring for their young. If you want to learn more about owls, we highly recommend checking out our website. You'll find lots of fun facts, videos, and resources for educators. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed learning about these fascinating creatures as much as we did. And don't forget to follow us for more fun and educational videos. Until next time, happy hunting!